Welcome to No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and I guess a member of One Direction passed away, Liam Payne. I was not a One Direction fan, but he fell to his death. I think it was third story. He fell to his death. Last I heard, I think they found drugs in his system. I don't know what kind of drugs, because even just too much Benadryl can make you drowsy. So, when I heard it, was just like, how did he die? And then I guess his fiance was it, but the way it sounded like it was his ex-fiance, and they were arguing. So it's like, well, what kind of arguing were they doing? Was it getting physical? So it's still early. We'll see what comes out of that. But also early, this past weekend, my mom's like, hey, you guys want to go early voting? We're going Saturday. It's like, yeah, okay. Where I live, it's not time for early voting. We were a week early. We go to the location, and like, there's no one here. We get out and look. It's like, they're looking it up. I said, let me get out real quick. I'll just run over and take a look. There's nothing on the door. It's closed. I get back in the car, and yeah, it's this weekend. It's like, what? Like, what was the day on that? But we got to ride around in my mom's new car. But it got us out the house and away from the kids for a little bit. It was me, my wife, my sister, and my mom. So that was interesting. We just had a good time. But it was funny. I was like, let's go to eat. Let's go eat without the kids and stuff. And we talked about going out to eat, even with the kids. It's just, every now and again, we used to all go out and eat. We haven't done that in a long time. I just brought that up. My mom said she was thinking about that too. So we need to just get together and go out and eat. But also, something else, speaking of joyrides, the insurance fraud video that went viral and is everywhere, and people have said they found the car in question involved with that insurance fraud. My thing is, with this video, why aren't these people been arrested? Because that was blatant. They came to a full stop, and that car revved in reverse and hit them. It's like, what the hell? And then they realized, oh, they got a dash cam. And they were like, oh, crap. And then the car behind them was in on it. It put its blinkers on before the wreck even happened. It's like, in this day and age, most cars anymore have dash cam. We were looking at one. We need to hurry up and get one for it. We get involved in something like this. But, it was just like, it was so blatant. It was just like, you have got to be kidding me with this. It was just so blatant. And I don't know what they were thinking. It was just so blatant. Something caught my attention. My recording stuff isn't set up right. I usually have it set to stereo, and I just noticed it was on mono. I'm not going to start it over. Worst case scenario, I can duplicate the track and get the stereo sound. But, yeah. Speaking of stuff not being set right, I use Audacity for audio, and after an update to can you say it now? Audacity. I don't know what happened, but there's always this click hissing sound now, and I'm not touching the mic, and I don't know where it's coming from. And it's like, I haven't moved anything. I just updated Audacity, so now I hit the mic. Oh, speaking of hitting the mic, but sticking with Audacity, all I did was update Audacity, and now it's not the same. So I do the scrubbing of the audio, trying to clean it up, but it's still there. And honestly, it seems like it's more pronounced when I clean it up. So it's like, I don't know what happened. I don't have like the old version saved anymore. Once I get the new one, I delete the old one. But yeah, it's just like, what happened? But what I was going to talk about is, I haven't been in my basement in a couple months. I had no reason to go down there. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, I haven't changed the air filter for the furnace in a while. So let me go down and do that. As I'm making my way down, I turn the light switch on, and I feel like I'm touching something. Look around. There's a giant cobweb in the doorway going from wall to wall and almost to the ceiling. I'm just like, oh God. I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, just pulling cobweb off me. I'm looking for spiders too. And I just like, oh God. I'm trying not to scream. I'm just like, oh God. I just keep saying, oh God, this is good. Okay. And I make my way back up. I clean my body off. Even now, I feel like I got something in my ear. I got the headset on. I was going to play something. I don't know if I'm still going to do it or not. Or just, if I decide to do it, at least I got it on. I don't know. I was going to, no, let me take this off. I was thinking about watching a Reddit story and letting it play one of those generic Reddit stories on YouTube and then get my 2 cents on it. I've been trying to find something. I keep going back to Reddit story because, that's an easy thing to do, but I don't want to sit here reading those Reddit stories, actually. It's one thing to listen to them. It's another thing to read them. And I don't feel like sitting here reading it. And because some of those can be pretty long. So, but I'm still working on it. But that aside, yeah, I walked into that cobweb and it was just like, oh, it's like, oh. I still, the hairs on my arm will hit something that's like, oh. It's just it's like a horror movie, like walking through the cobweb. As like, to me, I always used to think, it's just horror movies out in the jungle, abandoned house. Not the house is occupied. I was like, Jesus, that was a big cobweb. And then it's like, but yeah. It was something. And I finished going to the basement and I had a stick with me or a pole. I'm going like this the whole way in front of me, just circling and doing like this. And I got the furnace thing changed out, but it was just like, oh. And then I didn't realize it. I knew I was doing it, but I didn't realize how bad it got. When I take the old furnace filter out, I just kind of set it to the side. I realized I was nowhere near the wall because I would set it against the wall. I was nowhere near the wall. The dirty furnace filters were out a good ways. Like, oh, so I grabbed a trash bag, bagged them up. But it was just like, oh my God, man, I got to clean this basement. Sometimes you just get in the habit of doing something, not even realize it. It's like, oh, I need to clean this basement. And I cleaned it out a lot, but there's still a lot more to go. But, yeah, just hopefully also been having some sinus issue. Hopefully changing that filter out will help out. The return filter, there's one that gets ignored sometimes when I'm cleaning, and I went by it, and I was like, oh, it's out of the way, and I don't think about it. And even when vacuuming, I'll try to vacuum over there. And I hadn't vacuumed a while in that spot for some reason. I don't know why. Just didn't vacuum in that one particular spot. And it's like, I think in my brain, it's like, oh, that's where the return is. Don't want to mess with it. And it's like, oh, I probably should vacuum over there. And I vacuumed over there. And in the corner of it, it was just like a build up. So I got the attachments out. I got to clean. Like, I gotta remember to start vacuuming over there more. I don't know why I do that. It's just that one spot. But then also along the cleaning, yesterday I was supposed to go to the gym. I didn't make it to the gym. The main reason I didn't make it to the gym is I went Monday and Tuesday. And Tuesday, for some reason, I could not sleep. I was up to 2 a.m, just tossing and turning. I got up, went to the computer, trying to wear myself out, doing stuff, moving around. Could not sleep. Wednesday rolls around. I'm tired as can be, man. I took a nap at lunchtime. I was so tired. And then when it was time for me to go to the gym, I went up to our bedroom and sat on the edge of the bed. And I'm just sitting there and I went, and I was like, oh God, I fell asleep. Now I think about it, it's like, I should not be driving. I may not make it back. So I didn't go Wednesday. And today, Thursday, my wife's like, can we go for a walk? Because she's been wanting to go for a walk. She's been getting off work late. So it's like, yeah, we'll go for a walk. I can still go to the gym, do legs. We go for a walk and I'm doing okay. And then we hit the hill we normally hit. I don't know what happened, but as soon as we got I felt it sooner. Let me start from the beginning. We go for a walk. We do our, probably not even 2 minutes into it, I feel my blood pressure just drop. And it's like, what the hell was that? And I had to stop. And I couldn't even talk. I just stood there. And I couldn't hold my balance. I started teetering forward, and I couldn't get my balance, and it sucked. And finally, it leveled out, and we finished the walk. And when we got to the end of it, we go up our little incline, and we get to the top. I was like, we gotta go home. I feel like I'm having an asthma attack. I don't have asthma, but I feel like I'm having an asthma attack. I can't catch my breath. My chest hurts. My lungs are burning. It's just like, this is what my kids and wife sound like when they're having that. I couldn't catch my breath, and I was forcing myself to take deep breaths. I was like, but even doing that, I was still, I don't know what happened. The only thing I can think of, it was cooler outside today. It was a lot cooler, and my lungs just wasn't used to the cold air. Breathing in that deep cold air got me. It wasn't like super frigid, but it was cold enough. I haven't been walking in this air. I've been walking in hot air. I've been walking inside the gym. So I called my mom, or my mom had called and was telling me something. But I was like, yeah, this cold air got me, or cool air. I was like, I'm going to have to just go out there and stand and just take deep breaths out there to get used to it again. When I used to work fast food, no one liked going in the freezer because, one, it was cold, and two, it was hard to breathe. And I learned a little trick was I would stand there for a second and go, take a couple deep breaths, and then I could do what I need to do. I'd be in there for a while, moving boxes around, sorting everything. It's like, I'll go in there. And people are like, how can you do that? It's like, I just go in there and take some deep breaths and regulate my body temperature, get it to match what's going on, and I'm good to go. So I may have to do that. My grass is going to need cut, so maybe I'll cut my grass and get used to it. But man, that hurt my lungs. I felt it burning. And I think the lack of oxygen also caused my legs to start to burn. I was like, my legs are burning. It's like, this should have been nothing. I mean, I'm doing the treadmill at the gym. I'm doing incline. I'm trying to always get up to incline 15 towards the end. I may have to just put it on incline 15 and just walk the whole 12 minutes. But yeah, that was murder on my body. It's like, I'll have to get like one of those masks and wear a cold mask or something. Although also my sinuses are jacked up, so I couldn't breathe to begin with. So I was going to get one of those smelling sauce things, because back in the day, I would say probably as far back as the 60s, 70s, people before they would work out or games, they would sniff those things, and it's like, I'm awake. So I was thinking about maybe I should do that, or because I do every now and again squirt a little Afrin up my nose so I can sleep good. But you can't use that all the time, because eventually it's almost like an addiction that you got to use it all the time, and I don't want to have to do that. And I was watching a TikTok where someone talking about she had an Afrin addiction, and the doctor's like explaining that, well, really what it's going on is that she's gotten so used to using that when she doesn't use it, it comes back twice as worse and closes up on you. And I've had that happen and I only have to use it like one time a week, and I'll have that issue. It's like, I'll use it Friday, and then next couple of days I'm clogged up. I used it last week, and I've been clogged ever since. And so I've been going a couple of days. I try to go a couple of days without using it all the time. And every now and again I'll squirt it up there and just open up the sinus and get a good night's sleep. But yeah, maybe I need surgery for my sinuses, but I don't know. But speaking of being sick, there's been a lot of food recalls. I mean, a lot. Is an absurdly amount of recalls. Absurd amount of recalls on food. And then McDonald's has an E. coli breakout. I guess it was primarily in California, or I'm not sure where all it was. But my daughter was sick this morning. I mean, really sick. And we had McDonald's yesterday. And I'm like, oh, we gonna get paid? Nope, she's just backed up. Apparently, she's really backed up, and so she kind of takes some medicines and all that stuff. And I feel sorry for her, because when that comes out, it's gonna come out. But yeah, it's just like, I was like, you did what your brother does. Our son will get backed up too, and he ends up having to take medicine to get it out. He's had issues since he was a baby with his bowels, and Like, poor thing. But his has actually gotten a lot better. And now my daughter's having issues. So it's like they flipped. So my sister has issues. So I kind of wonder if it's hereditary. And I just got lucky. But, but yeah, it's like she did not feel good. She was nauseous. And here it's bad. And so I would say by Saturday, if it hasn't come out, she'll probably have to go to the hospital. And I told her, you may have to get an enema. She's like, I said, you don't have a choice. It's like, if it's not out of you, it's a couple of days here, you're going to have to get something done. I was like, and I told her, one way to get it out is to move. Just get up and move around, do stuff, keep moving. Body movement can help you go to the bathroom. That's why people who are inactive versus active people don't use the bathroom as much. Because you can sit still for hours and then you get up, it's like your body's like, oh, time to go to the bathroom. My body does that. And I just I just go to the bathroom. But also, I do try to move around a lot more, like my exercise. Tomorrow I'm definitely going to try to get my exercise in, do my upper body. On Wednesday, I said I was doing some cleaning. I cleaned up around my exercise machine. And I'm like, well, hold on a second. So I cleaned up around my exercise machine because our exercise machine sits in our nook. My wife has a desk in the nook. We had stacked some boxes, Amazon boxes, and it blocked her desk and it actually blocked the exercise machine. And so we were cleaning up and I got it all to I was like, well, the exercise machine's open. So I went over there. I at least did some chest exercises and like, okay, at least I got something in. The cleaning and this is better than nothing. But yeah, now the exercise machine, now that my home gym is open, I may use it for those days I miss and try to get something in there. The only downside when it comes to legs, it's not that good with legs. It hurts my legs. I hate using it. But no, it's better than nothing. So I'm going to keep going and try to get in. So days where I can't drive there, I'm going to try to work out at home. I still want to get rid of my home gym because like I said, it's crap and not a big fan of it. When I got it, I was all excited and then I used it. It was like, oh, I wish I had gone to the store first. Wait, is this the one we ordered online or did we go to the store first? What did we get at the store? I think we got the elliptical at the store. This we ordered online. And it's like, I don't like this. The legs suck. It hurts my leg. I have wide legs. Even if I have muscular legs, my home gym is for a much smaller person. If you're an actual bodybuilder, this is not a good machine. I'm not going to say the brand. I think I said it before, but I'm not going to say it now, but it's not a good machine for someone who has wide legs. Upper body, I would say it's good for upper body, but lower body, it sucks. It's just horrible for lower body. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it beats doing nothing, so at least I got it. I still got my total gym. I should need to get it out and start using it. But yeah, now I can try to do stuff more at home and get my weights out and use those more. So, and one thing I'll do, I would like to build up my forearms. I mean, like, there was a video that popped up, someone's forearms, and it looked gross. They were so huge. His forearm was the size of my upper thigh. Like, I don't want my forearms that big. I just want them to be nice and get them in shape. I was like, damn. It's like, you don't need your forearms that big. But, yeah, yeah. But yeah, my whole brain just shut down. I forgot what I was going to say. Like 6 different things just popped in my head. It's like, I don't even remember what I was going to say. It's talking about the home gym, but at least now I can do the home gym and think of stuff, trying to get out, dude. A bunch of other stuff popped in my head. But, yeah, it was just that walk, going on that walk. I told my wife I did plan on going to the gym afterwards. I didn't make it. But one thing I wanted to try to start doing is kind of running for at least a minute or a nice jog. Jog for a couple minutes. I like to be able to get up to 3 minutes jogging, then just walk the rest of it. Then, build up the jogging till I can jog the whole 12 minutes and then go from there. I like to get a treadmill at home. Don't tell my wife. She wants a treadmill. But the main reason I don't get one is because we got the elliptical because she won. I was waiting. I thought we were going to get another treadmill. We got the elliptical instead. And it's like, no one uses it. It's like, I would have used it if it was treadmill. It's like, and it's like, are you sure you want the elliptical? I kept reiterating, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And so she's not allowed to pick out exercise equipment no more because most of the exercise equipment we have, we don't use. So, if we do pick out exercise equipment, I'm picking it out and I'm not spending a crap ton of money on it either. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to get my money's worth. And because the first treadmill we had it for a long time, but it literally fell apart on us. So we had to get rid of it. It was dangerous. That's how long we had it till it started falling apart. I remember on that one, the electronic screen on it went out and there was a way to fix that. And I learned at the time it was a common feature that, I wouldn't say feature, but it was a common thing on those machines where the screen would die, but there was a way to reset it and get the screen back. Because I was like, I had to do it a couple times. Then the thing had legs that stood on it that actually broke. And so I was like, no, maybe it's time we got rid of this. So we got rid of it. But yeah, if we get any more exercise equipment, I'm picking it out. We're going to get a nice treadmill, not too expensive, and go from there. One thing I have been doing on here is in the news stuff, so I should have saved the insurance fraud video for that. But, insurance fraud video. But also Abercrombie and Fitch, former CEO, Abercrombie and Fitch, whatever. Mike Jeffries and someone else was arrested. What was the other guy's name? I didn't get the other guy's name. Arrested on sex trafficking. I believe that's the same guy I was talking about. Abercrombie Fitch is for the pretty people, and they showed a picture of him. I was like, oh, you're not one of the pretty people. It's like, you have money, and that's why you think you're one of the pretty people. You're not. But I heard that. I was like, oh, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, because he was racist. He was openly racist, and he was a arrogant a-hole. So, and it's weird. Ever since P. Diddy went down, it seems like the dominoes are falling. I wonder if somehow P. Diddy's connected to all these people going down. Like, he's like, hey, I'll trade you some info for a lesser sentence. And now all these people are going down, which I think is hilarious. But, yeah, it's just like, what were you thinking, with this sex trafficking stuff? I don't get why people do that stuff. Or how do you even get into that? I don't want to know how to get into it. Let me rephrase that. But it's like, how do you end up going down that path where you do trafficking of people? It's like, just trafficking in general. Like, how do you wind up in that? It's like, you didn't start off that. You start off, being a legit businessman, and then somehow it's like, I need more money. I need more money. We can traffic people. How much can that make? We can make millions a month. I'm like, okay, let's do it. It's like, what? It's like, I don't get it. But yeah, people get involved in that stuff, and it's just like, wow. Like, you just went down a path of no return. And I don't know. But I was doing my React videos there, and all of a sudden I just kind of stopped. I don't know what happened. I was on a roll with them. I don't know why I just stopped, but I had stuff to react to. I was going to do some more React videos and never went back to do them. So it's like, I need to get back into it. It's a heck of a segue, huh? Going from sex trafficking to talking about doing React videos. I could do a React video to that, actually, and the insurance fraud video. But when I was looking at that stuff, the insurance fraud video and the trafficking case, I saw an ad for a drone. It's like, I used to have a couple drones, and I miss having those drones. And it's like, I want a drone. I want a drone. I looked at one and I just couldn't find one. It's like the good ones were way too expensive and the bad ones were way too expensive. It was like, is there a middle ground? Where's the ones that were inexpensive? I don't want the tiny ones. I want a nice size one this time because I always got the tiny ones that are probably no bigger than this water bottle. It's like I want a bigger one. I want a really nice size one with camera, all that stuff. I would be able to fly for miles, you know. But you also got to be careful because some of those now require you to get like a what is it, FAA license or something to fly if you plan on flying it so high. And it's like I don't want all that, but I would like to be able to fly it around, fly it for miles, and you know, and bring it back. But at the same time, if I have to get an FAA or some kind of license for it, I don't know if I want it. I don't want to fly so high that I'm in air traffic space. I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's so weird when it comes to those drones. You got to be careful which one you get. There was another thing I want to talk about. There was this cyclist who got mad at a car, and I watched the dash cam footage, and there's nothing there indicating he did anything wrong, the guy in the car. And the cyclist is just so entitled, like opens the guy's door and is just doing all this stuff. Let me tell you something. If I'm in my car and you open my door, you will not be a problem anymore. I will knock you out and it will be over. And you're not opening my car door. That's what I keep saying. These people need to stop being so nice to people. Just start clocking them. And trust me, it'll stop if you start clocking them. You start clocking these people, they're going to mind their own business. And the cops actually did show up, and the cops were even confused, like, what's going on? And the cops told the cyclist, you're the one causing all the problems. And what's funny, around the same time I saw this video, there were a lot of other videos of cyclists, entitled cyclists, it was called. And in every single shot, the cyclists were 100% in the wrong. Like there was a one where like it was a group of bike riders, and they took up the whole road, and they were blocking traffic, and the cop pulled them all over. It was just like, you can't do that. It's like, you know, you gotta let the cars go around. You're backing up traffic, and they were getting, we have the right. It's like, and what's going to happen is you're going to piss off the wrong motorists, and they're not going to care, and they're going to run you over. The cops trying to, and finally it got to the point the cop was like, you know what, I don't care anymore. I'm going to arrest someone. He was mad, and he ended up arresting someone who was being a jerk. And it's like, and that goes back to also those videos of people who get in arguments with cops over nothing. And in some cases, like, yeah, just, you know, stand your ground, let them know you know the law, and that you're not going to back down. But then there was one situation where a cop just asked, is that your truck over there? Did I break any laws? It's like, just asking if that was your truck. We're looking for a black pickup truck. Just trying to verify the truck. Something, F you cop. And he walks away. And everyone in the comments tore that guy a new one. Talking about, what was that for? You didn't need to yell at the cop. There was nothing going on. That cop just asked you if that was your truck. All you had to do was say yes or no. If it was your truck, you could be like, you know, the plate's visible. What do you want? Does it match the plate of the car? You know, or you could even been like, you know, if it's not your truck, especially if it's not your truck, no, it's not my truck. Take care, bye. Here's the thing: that cop could have been the biggest a-hole in the world, but he could be a Ku Klux Klan member. But at that very moment, that cop didn't do anything wrong. All he asked was, is that your truck? And the guy flipped out. He's like, you're an a-hole. But here's another thing about that video too. I'm not 100% sure how real that video was because the audio of the guy flipping out seemed weird, like it was over top of it. Sometimes you can hear a difference in the audio quality to the point where it's like, that's not the same video. The audio doesn't go with that video. It was added later. And I feel like that was the case with that video. Because when I saw it, the video also seemed familiar. Like I've seen it before, but I didn't care. I didn't go looking to see, but I just thought that was interesting. And It's like, if we're taking that face value that it's real, then yeah, that was just stupid on your part. You know what? I think I might go ahead and pick a YouTube video to watch. See. Let's see if I find a short Reddit story. Bear with me here. I'm doing this on the fly. What kind of Reddit story? Let's do an a-hole story. Am I the a-hole? Let's see. I'll do one of these generic ones that look like you see on TikTok. Let's see here. How long is that? That's 2 hours. I don't want to do 2-hour one. I don't have to do the whole video, but let me see here. I want to find one that has like updates as well, because some of these don't have updates. You know what? I'm not going to be able to do it now. What I'm going to do is I will go ahead and pick out a story, and I'll just have YouTube read it to me, and I'll leave the link for it and just kind of do it that way. But yeah, I think I might do that. Another thing I was thinking about, I said this before and I still haven't started. I was doing 1-minute stories, but now I might do full stories, full short stories, and read those on here. One maybe not on the podcast, but I'm going to post it on TikTok and YouTube, Short Stories with Felix, and create a short story and just read it. Maybe some artwork. It depends on the story. That I might only do like once a month. But I might come up with a short story, and I might go revisit those 1-minute stories I was doing, and see if I can expand on some of them. There is one story I've been wanting to do. That's also why I wanted to do my animation, because there's a animated story I wanted to do, and I never did do it. But and I had a story for Krill. Oh, I need to do that. I need to get back to that. I guess I need drugs. I need drugs to help me focus. That's my biggest problem. I can't breathe, and I need drugs to help me focus. I need drugs for my science, and I need drugs to help me focus. I think I may have to start looking into something to help me focus. Because if I can get that almost like tunnel vision, hyper focused on something, I think I can really then begin to do something with it. So yeah, I got so many stories in my head, and that's another problem. So if I can just get it together, get those stories out, I think I'll be good to go. I'm just thinking about this, like I was thinking about this podcast. Lately, I've shortened my podcast. I try to keep them at least 30 minutes, maybe a little longer. But one thing I was thinking about, I noticed I don't really edit them anymore. The only thing I do is I go over it, make sure. Only thing I can remember, I coughed. I'll probably just leave it in there. I used to edit out the coughs, but I don't really do that anymore. And I'll add images now. So I was talking about the fraud, Abercrombie Fitch. I touched on Liam Payne a little bit. Early voting, food recalls, McDonald's. You know what? Only thing I'll probably put up there, I don't know if I'll throw anything in here actually. Because a lot of podcasts, they don't do that. You know, they just talk. And it's not so much I'm trying to be like the other podcasts, but I'm trying to do my own thing. Now, if this was like a news segment, video type deal, I put up pictures. Oh my God. I just got like super drowsy. And I can't breathe again. Oh my God, my sinuses just clogged up, and at the exact same time I got super drowsy. I think I'm about to pass out from being choked, starved to death of oxygen. All right. Anyways, I don't know if anyone who's watching and noticed, I finally put it open. I just don't have any audio. I need to create audio. Oh God, my brain. The opening is just it cartwheels into my thing, my name of the show cartwheels into place, and then I have a little thing that drops down on it. I was talking about maybe I was talking about. I'm thinking about cartoon sound. We're kind of and then boing. That could be the sound right there. Boing. So I just gotta match it up. Maybe slow it down, speed it up, whatever. But all right, let me call it. Oh, I forgot to do it at the top. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe one day I'll blow up. I need more coffee. All right, everyone, take care.